Hello, you to check Portal Games. This is askboardgames show, and we are back after many weeks of the break. I was in States for the 5 weeks, and then there was a Gen Con, and then there was a resting time. That's not the actual intro. But he was on a vacation for the week, 1 week?
1 week.
1 week. And now we are back. So, hi, how are you guys? We released Cry Havoc. We pre-released Cry Havoc. It was pre-released at Gen Con, and the feedback for the game is amazing. Thank you so much. We have a box. We have a box. This is a box for Cry Havoc. I believe that most of you already saw this box. I started presenting the game at the Dice Tower Con. Funny thing, the first day, actually, who follow me on Twitter can see this. Was able to see this. I was sitting with the Cry Havoc, and nobody wanted to play the game. I was empty table, only me, and I was just praying to somebody to come to play the game. And then somebody came, played the game, and tweeted the game is very good. And then somebody came and played the game and tweeted the game is very good. And then after 4 days, I had a line of people wanting to play the game. So actually, the game really proved its skill and ability, and a super interesting team during the Dice Tower Con. Everybody at the beginning was not interested in the game. At the end of the show, everybody just wanted to play the game, and I had actually people in lines to play the game. So thank you for that. Then I was visiting states. I was in Florida, in Orlando, then Atlanta, Seattle, Los Angeles, Chicago, and then Indiana. I visited many different places. I visited many different game stores. Greetings to all of you whom I met. And then there was a Gen Con, and we were, for the most of the con, we were on the first place, on the BGG hotness. Finally, we finished the con on the 5th place, 5th best game of the con, Cry Havoc. Thank you for feedback, thank you for that. And now we are taking pre-orders. Game stores taking pre-orders, and the street date for the Cry Havoc in States is 28th of September. But this is all the news, because actually there is a new news, and the new news is that we are doing Portal Games of Germany. You were here when we were announcing Portal Germany?
No.
You were on vacation. So this is news for you. We are open. We opened a branch in Germany. We have a chief of operations. We have a boss in Germany. He's a Ben. He worked before the Pegasus Spiele, and now he works for us. And we are releasing 51st State. Do we have anything for 51st State? In works, in progress. We are sending files today to the manufacturer. The rulebook, the cards are already at the manufacturer level. And our first release in German will be 51st State. We will have then Cry Havoc later, I don't know, perhaps at the beginning of the next year. We are very excited. German market is a great big market. There's many gamers, and we know this because we visit Essen every single year, and there's so many players, and we want them to play our games in the native German language. And just yesterday, guys, we announced new products. And once again, you were on vacation on this time, by the way.
Of course.
And we announced the new edition of Robinson Crusoe, and we announced the new faction for Neuroshima Hex, that is Death Breath. I have here many different covers of the army. None of these covers actually made it to the final top, because we're changing it and changing and looking for the better cover. You have to wait. We have different covers, and as always, Scorn made like 2000 different versions, and the final one hopefully is shown right now on the screen. I get it. And Death Breath is a new army by Michael Orach. It will be released in Essen this year, and it will be released in States late November. And Robinson Crusoe, I will be talking about Robinson Crusoe in the next vlog, because there's lots of things to discuss. The new edition will be amazing. We have a new cover, we have a new components, we have a new rulebook, we have everything new basically. And I will talk about this next week. But for now, the information for you is this Essen. We have an Aztecs faction, we have a Cry Havoc for the European market, we have the Death Breath, and we have Robinson Crusoe. 4 new products for you in Essen this year. And the bad news, we have a bad news.
Which one?
First Martians is delayed. First Martians will not be in Essen. We will have Aztecs, Robinson, Death Breath, and Cry Havoc. We will not have a First Martians. The game is still in development. I'm not ready, and we decided in the company that we prefer to have the game later, but we prefer to have the game the best possible. So I'm still developing, I'm still playtesting, I'm still creating new cards and new scenarios. Actually, we'll be playing the game again in a moment. Can we show it? Everything is prepared, ready to play test again and again and again. There is so many scenarios, so many variants, so many cards, so many different things to play test. And I wanted this game to be extremely good, so I decided we push the release date. It will be released hopefully at the beginning of the next year. We'll provide you details as we know them. At this moment, I'm still working on the game. I'm still working and trying to make this game as good as possible. So sorry for that, but I hope that in the end the result will be satisfying for me and for you guys. Pre-orders for Cry Havoc sent from our office are done. We were sending them last week. There was like 300 or 200 copies sent to different places. We even posted it on our Twitter. There was a guy from Australia, a guy from New Zealand, there was a guy from Chile, very, very far away from our office. If you watch us, greetings. People from Singapore, from all different places. Thank you for all the pre-orders. And pre-orders for the gamers in States. You have to wait a couple of more days because we are waiting. Hey, hello. Cry Havoc is past the customs in States?
Yes, it should be arriving to the warehouse right now.
So yeah, so the copies finally are arriving to the warehouse at our sales agent, PSI, and then immediately we'll ship the copies to you. So in a couple of days you will have your Cry Havoc in States as well. So this operation is done. And actually yesterday, we shipped all the copies of Cry Havoc for the Polish game stores. We shipped like almost 500 copies to different game stores in Poland, and the release is tomorrow. So tomorrow is the release date in Poland for Cry Havoc. Then 28th September, United States, and then in Essen, European release. So we had 3 days. It was impossible to schedule it for the one day. It was super complicated operation. So this is Cry Havoc, very, very close to be on your table right now. By the way, here, trucks,
here,
white truck, and we have this guy started as a red one, but he finished like a orange one, and this guy is brown one. So this is how we play with trucks. You can paint these guys in a very different ways, and we show them on our Instagram feed. So please follow us on Instagram and see all these pictures of different trucks. All different schemes of the color, and actually my army for trucks, because it's my private minis, almost every miniature has a different color. So there's like a big bunch of different guys from different tribes, and it looks awesome on the table as well. So I recommend you to have fun with the miniatures and paint them in a very different ways. And I think that this is it for all the news from Portal Games, and we can now go to the Ask Board Games. So actually your questions and my answers. And we of course have Chris Schreiber asking us a question.
Chris Schreiber asks, when you take a break in 2017, will you work on Board Games That Tell Stories Volume 3?
In 2017, that is true, I'm taking a break. I will not release any new games. I'm having a break. I play tested and developed too many games this year, and I have to step back and get some fresh air and fresh perspective. But probably I will be working on something else. So yes, it is possible that I will be finishing a new book. My idea for the new book is quite different. So Board Games That Tell Stories 3 will be probably something different, and then you expect, but we will know more next year. But yes, most likely I will release my third book next year. This is true.
Ben Nicholson asks, what rules are different for Robinson Crusoe compared to when you play tested it?
And Ben asked me about the thing that happened few days ago, and I think you were not here as well. I mean, this was
just
the
a magic
longest
trick.
vacation ever. When we were sending a rulebook to Robinson Crusoe to the print, accidentally I found out that there is a strange rule in the rulebook, and I started an investigation, and it turned out that this strange rule is in every single rulebook of every single edition, in Polish rulebook, French rulebook, Spanish rulebook, German rulebook, English rulebook. Everybody plays the game wrong, because in my prototype this one rule was different.
I heard about this.
Yes,
yeah.
and I posted on Snapchat that you guys play all wrong because there's one rule that you all missed. And Ben is asking about it because he's following me on Snapchat. So what's the actual difference? when I was designing the game and when I was playtesting the game, do you know it or not?
What?
The rule.
Yeah.
There are 3 cards, pre-constructed cards for the events. The chest with the food, the chest with the treasure, and the chest with something else. And you use them in the first scenario. One of these cards you use in the first scenario. So the first event in the game is easier. And in my playtesting group and me, when I was playtesting the game, we use this card only in the first scenario. So all different scenarios use all different random events, no pre-constructed very good event. But it turns out that the rulebook says that you have an easier way to play the Robinson Crusoe, and when you play Cannibals, when you play Around Family and Jen and other scenarios, you actually use this card as well. So you guys have so much easier than my playtesters and than me. And we had voting because I asked my team to change this rule. So this rule is like in my playtesting. So I said remove this stupid rule, and I was outvoted. The whole company was voting against me, and I was not able to change this rule. And so your Robinson Crusoe is easier than my Robinson Crusoe. Have fun and say thank you to my team because they outvoted me. It was stupid. Guys, these are the questions. I need more questions, so use hashtag askboardgames on Twitter or on Facebook or whatever else, and I will find you and I will find these questions and I will answer them. And next week, Ask Board Games. And I have a question for you. Here's a book, Board Games That Tell Stories Part 2. If you want to have this book, please below in the comments give me idea for the article. So give me something that you are interested in, that you want me to write about, because I need new ideas, new concepts for the articles. I need some cool concepts. So please write below what you want me to write about, and I will choose among you one guy who will get this book, and I will hopefully have a very good subject for my next article. Thank you for that. Follow me on Snapchat, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Facebook, follow me on
Pinterest.
I'm everywhere, guys. We stay in touch on Twitter, on Snapchat, everywhere else. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned and see you next week. Bye bye.